Hey YouTube, if you clicked on this video, you're either a very loyal subscriber, for which I thank you, or you saw my Great League team, the Great League thumbnail this morning and said, I can't play in a league without Bastion, so I need to come and try out the Ultra League. So this is the Ultra League, and the Ultra League is a 2500 CP league filled with very, very common Pokemon that you see in the Great League, with the addition of a few others. So we're going to go over some top teams that have worked this season so far that I've showcased on my channel. So each of these teams have videos. If you want to go through my Ultra League playlist, you can check that out. And we will start with the team that I showcased from a viewer who dominated with this team because it is possibly the most meta thing that you can see in the Ultra League. Giratina, Greedent, Tapu, Fini. So 3 extremely bulky Pokemon, 3 extremely strong Pokemon, 3 extremely spammy Pokemon. Cover each other's weakness more or less, right? You have Greedent weak to fighting. You have 2 answers to fighting. You have Giratina weak to ice. You have Tapu Fini deal with ice. Giratina is also weak to charm, but you'd be surprised how much that Shadow Claw and Shadow Sneak combo can do because Giratina is just so spammy and bulky. Tapu Fini is weak to grass. Giratina deals with grass. It's just really it's a very, very strong team, very balanced. Nature's Madness is a huge improvement. I have not had the opportunity to use in the Ultra League. I am in New York right now, so I am hoping that I can do some trades to get some Nature Madness Tapu Finis to get some good IVs, so I can build one up for the Ultra League. Because it is I TM'd my Great League one to get Nature's Madness on it, and it is a huge improvement. So definitely use that move if you have it. Otherwise, Giratina, unfortunately, legendary. Greedent, very XL heavy. I mean, Tapu Fini is legendary too. So that is unfortunately the state of the Ultra League. If you are going to be playing it, there's a lot of teams you're going to be seeing here where it is. Here's a third option: legendary, XL, community Pokemon. Typhlosion for Alligator. So Typhlosion with Community Blast Burn, for Alligator with Hydro Cannon. Both got buffed in the past few seasons. For Alligator with Shadow Claw and Typhlosion with that Thunder Punch this season. Very glassy Pokemon. Super, super, super hard hitting, but very glassy. So how do you balance that out? You balance that out with a very, very, very bulky Cresselia in the Ultra League. Backline will deal with your steals that Cress will have problems with. So basically how I would use this team is I would just try and save the shields for Typhlosion for Alligator. You can use Cress on the lead and just kind of like try and grab shields and then just know you can shield advantage in the back. Or you can lead something like Typhlosion and then figure out how you want to like grab shields and if you have a bad lead, you can get into Cress or for Alligator, which are both very, very good save swaps. Pidgeot, Registeel, and then Regirock Poliwrath. So this is a team that I used. I tried with the double Regi team for fun. Regirock just wasn't cutting it, so I just put in Poliwrath as a better answer. Registeel is so strong. So one of my commenters, I mentioned in a Great League video that I do not like using Registeel. And they're like, I'm on your friends list. You've been walking Registeel for like 6 months. I'm like, yes, because Great League Regi I don't like using because of the state of the meta with the Mud Boys and Gligar and Charjabug and stuff like that. But I really like it in the Ultra League because it is very, very strong. I've been walking this thing for like 6 months. I still don't have enough XLs. But yeah, so this was when I used this team, it was underpowered, but Registeel is so good in this meta. Pidgeot is also so good. Being able to Feather Dance or Brave Bird on the lead is just such a deadly combo. It's so scary when you're going up against it because it's like, is this gonna just lower my attack times 2 or is this gonna like do 90% damage Brave Bird? So that's what makes it very, very tough. And then I put in Poliwrath because Poliwrath and Reggie can both act as safe swaps in this meta. Let me hide the back ones. Okay. So this team is Dragonite, Golisopod, Stunfisk. So this is before I don't even have a powered up Reggie. So this is my pre-powered up Reggie. I used Galarian Stunfisk because it was the best steal I could afford. Dragonite, I think, I know there's Gudras now with, some people are still using power up, some people are using Thunder Punch. And I know Guzzlord is everywhere, and obviously Giratina is the #1 dragon. But Dragonite, in my opinion, is probably #2 dragon. I put it behind Giratina. I think Giratina is just too bulky and spammy. But if you want that pure dragon damage with that coverage for steals with superpower, it's just like a really, really, really good Pokemon. And then Stunfisk in the back and Golisopod. Golisopod is kind of a sneaky safe swap as well. There's a lot, like in Great League, I'm finding there to be sort of not limited safe swaps, but there's only like 4 or 5 Pokemon in the Great League that I'm comfortable safe swapping. In the Ultra League, there's like 10 to 15 that I'd be comfortable safe swapping, and then just Golisopod is one of them. Very Spain with the Claw. I've run it with Liquidation, Aerial Ace, because with Giratinas everywhere, I want that Aerial Ace as opposed, and Poliwrath everywhere. You want that Aerial Ace coverage. Speaking about Poliwrath is on a lot of my teams because it is a very good safe swap. I ran this one with Dynamic Punch. You can run Scald. Very, very strong. And then the core built around it is Zapdos and Lickilicky. So Zapdos is a very, very, very attack-heavy Pokemon that is very glossy. Going to have problems mainly with, the ground Pokemon, ground steals, stuff like that. So that's where Poliwrath comes in. And then Giratina. So that is where Lickilicky comes in. And normal typing that resists the ghost moves that also has Lick and Shadow Ball attached to it. So again, 2 what I find comfortable safe swaps in this meta. And speaking about another comfortable safe swap that I like, Ampharos. So this team is double weak to electric, Talonflame and Feraligatr. So I offset that with my own electric. Depending on the electric, again, there's not a ton of electric. There's like Ampharos, maybe Magnezone, but even Magnezone, you're doing super effective with the Incinerate. So it's not, I'm not too worried about being double weak to electric in the Ultra League. But again, there's like 2 main flying Pokemon in this meta, in my opinion. And it is Pidgeot and Talonflame. And Talonflame is, again, another level 50, another community Pokemon. Really improved with that fly option as opposed to Brave Bird having a nuke. Just being able to get to a quicker but still hard-hitting fly is great. Obviously, I already talked about Feraligatr. And then Ampharos. Ampharos is a really interesting Pokemon because it's that Brutal Swing where Dragon, like Giratina, will resist the Brutal Swing, will resist the Volt Switch and Thunder Punch. It takes super effective from Brutal Swing. So it's a nice, again, safe Pokemon for the meta. Lots of waters coming up with Feraligatr and Poliwrath, so you got those answers, plus you got the Brutal Swing for the Giratina. So it's a nice coverage Pokemon overall. Again, we already talked about 2 of these, Golisopod and Pidgeot, so I'll leave those alone. Old school, it's interesting. Because if you looked at the Ultra League meta, how many seasons ago now? 3-4 seasons ago? Cobalion, Virizion through the roof. Like, constantly on teams. And now, with the Poliwrath coming up, with Annihilape coming up, with Giratina still everywhere, like, Cobalion has kind of fallen off. But it's still a good option because it has Stone Edge for flyers. It's got that double kick Sacred Sword for steals. You're half steel yourself, so it's kind of a unique steel fighting typing. So it is definitely still a decent option in this. Sandslash. Let's talk about Sandslash on this team. Sandslash, I have a love-hate with Sandslash. Because Sandslash is one of those Pokemon where double weak to fire, double weak to fighting. So when you get a Pokemon that is any of those things on a Sandslash, it's just like, why am I using this Pokemon? It just gets deleted in a second. However, the Steel Ice typing is very good overall, especially so in a meta dominated with Giratina. So being able to hit with that, draw run for the steals that are like Registeel, stuff like that. Again, you're weak, double weak to fighting, so Focus Blast will pretty much probably one-shots you. So I would try and save shield for that there. And speaking about Annihilape, someone used a double counter user line, Poliwrath, Annihilape. Both are good save swaps, honestly. So Pidgeot lead. I think basically what they did was they Brave Bird. If it was any sort of neutral matchup, they stayed in. They Brave Bird and bailed. And Annihilape, Poliwrath are both good save swaps. Both have options for the main meta. So you swap in one of those, draw out a fairy, draw out whatever. Still chip it with these movesets, and then Pidgeot will roam. Then the other one will roam free in the back. So that is the Ultra League. I would you're gonna see. So for those of you who are like watch my videos every day, so if you do not, hit that subscribe button, and you will. I'm in New York right now. obviously in New York, I'm not going to be filming Great League Remix teams yet. Great League Remix is on for 2 weeks, so I don't need to rush out Great League's Remix teams. I'll do that towards the end of this week, probably like Wednesday and on, and then next week we'll do a ton because it's Great League and Master League next. Great League Remix and Master League next weekend. I have some banked Ultra League from earlier submitted battles. So I've got at least 2 Ultra League teams that I shot pre-New York that are going to go up Saturday, Sunday. And my hope is, if everything works out well, lots of New York footage. So for the next like 3 or 4 days, it's going to be a mix of New York footage with Ultra League. And then when I get back, we'll do some Great League Remix. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.